Good morning, Rabbi. Thank you for coming. Please help yourself to breakfast and honestly sponsor. The Torah says that the brothers were trying to convince Yaakov, their father, that Yosef was alive. The Torah says, Dvar love is told about Yosef. They told Yaakov all the words that Yosef told them, but it didn't help. And all of a sudden, Yaris Agolas, he sees the wagon that Yosef sent, then to bring it to Egypt, but the Yaakov, and the spirits of Yaakov were revived. So Rashi says that what happened is there's a play on the words. Egla is wagon, but it's also Egla is a heifer. And Rashi said the last Torah portion that Yaakov was learning with his son Yosef was about the Egla roof. If you find the body between two cities, supposed to measure one distance, there's a whole ritual with the heading, the heifer, and that's the last sugi, that's the last Torah portion that they learned. And the reason why that I think Rashi says this is because really the Torah says that Paro sent the wagons. But then here in this passage it says that Yosef sent them. Yaakov saw the wagon that Yosef sent. He saw the message that Yosef sent about the Egla Rufa. So Rabbi Yaakov Naimi gives an additional insight. Like they were trying to convince Yosef, actually they were trying to convince Yaakov that Yosef was alive. He wasn't believing. All of a sudden he sees the wagons and all of a sudden he believes them. Why? Why? They told him all kinds of things. Yosef said this, Yosef said that. So Rabbi Naiman says a story about the Vilna Gaon which will clarify the situation. In Vilna, there was a woman who was abandoned by her husband many, many years. All of a sudden, a stranger comes to town and he says, I'm your long-lost husband. And he gives all kinds of intimate details that only a husband would know. And he looked like the husband, but the woman felt something here was not kosher, was remiss. Because even though everything seemed to fit, but something was wrong. They went to the Vilna Gaon. The Vilna Gaon says, I'll tell you what to do. On Shabbos and Shul, when the man comes into Shul, ask him where he sat and where his father-in-law sat. Shabbos comes into the Shul, and the man doesn't know where he sat, where his father-in-law sat, and he breaks down and he says he's an imposter. He got all the information from her ex-husband. He figured he'd extort this woman, and obviously she was a woman of means. He figured he would cash in on the situation. So the Vilna Gaon said, I'm not such a prophet. But when dealing with profane situations, they don't think of anything holy. They think about something like the mundane things. So the stuff that they were telling Yaakov, the brother would tell Yaakov, were just mundane stuff. When it comes to the spiritual matter, like the Egla Rufa was a Torah something, but holiness, that's something which, when you're pulling a scam, you're not even thinking about where you sat in shul, something holy. And that's what convinced Yosef. When he saw a reference to the last Torah study, they studied together, that's where he revived. Because people pull these kinds of situations, they look for the profane, they don't look for the sacred, they don't look for the holy. Have a wonderful day.